Welcome to this week's What's for Dinner video. My name is Ashley. I'm going to be showing you 3 different meals I made this past week. I don't always follow recipes exactly, but if you're interested, I've linked some similar recipes down below. The first dinner I'm going to be showing you, I made some garlic butter chicken thighs with some cheddar mashed potatoes. I am just starting off with my potatoes. I'm just cutting them all up into small chunks. I'm using the gold Yukon potatoes, and I like to keep the skin on. I don't mind not taking it off. After I finished chopping up all of my potatoes, I just went ahead and washed them and got them boiling on the stove. While the potatoes are cooking, I'm going to work on my chicken thighs. I'm just using 3 chicken thighs and trimming off as much fat as I can. Next, I'm just going to pat the chicken dry. I want to get this nice and brown. I'm also not going to season the chicken now. I'm just going to lightly use some salt, and the flavor will come from the garlic butter. Before I go ahead and cook the chicken, I'm just going to work on the veggies. So I'm using like a vegetable medley with broccoli, cauliflower, and some carrots. I'm just drizzling a little bit of olive oil on, and I'm going to season with some Creole seasoning, garlic powder, salt. I'm just going to toss this all together and then throw this in the oven at 350 degrees until it's nice and brown and roasted. Once the potatoes were done, I just went ahead and mashed them up. I'm doing all of this before I cook the chicken because I want the chicken to be the most fresh. So I'm just taking my potato masher. I didn't even need to use my handheld mixer for this. I'm just going to mash this up. For my mashed potatoes, I keep it pretty basic. I'm just using some heavy whipping cream, a good amount of butter, some sour cream, and then I also used a little bit of regular milk. Next, because I am making some cheddar mashed potatoes, I am adding in a huge handful of just some shredded sharp cheddar cheese and letting that melt down and mix into the potatoes. And of course, add in a little bit of salt at the end for some more seasoning. So lastly, I'm going to work on the chicken thighs. I just put the potatoes back on the stove and kept it on low to keep warm. I melted a little bit of butter to brown the chicken thighs. I should have not used like a non-stick skillet, maybe like a cast iron to get a really nice brown coating. Once these were pretty much done, a little bit brown, I just removed them to a clean plate, and now I'm going to work on the garlic butter sauce. So I'm just melting in some butter, a little bit of Creole seasoning, minced garlic, and some dried parsley. Once that is all melted and starting to saute, I'm going to add in my chicken thighs, just get this nice and coated, and also finish cooking through if it needs it. And of course, I'm going to add in some more Creole seasoning for some flavor. So once the chicken was done, I just removed it and went ahead and plated the food. This is how everything looked when it was done, and we just topped everything with some more of the garlic butter. The next dinner I'm going to be showing you, I just made some traditional spaghetti with some roasted vegetables on the side. I am going to start off with my ground beef. I just have my pan set on a medium heat, and I'm going to cook up this ground beef until it is nice and brown. I don't really know what ratio ground beef I use. I really just choose the cheapest at the grocery store. I am just going to cook this up until it is all the way cooked through, no more pink left, and then I'm going to drain out most of the grease from the beef. Once I drained most of the grease, I'm just going to season it now. So I added in some minced garlic, some onion powder, Creole seasoning, Italian seasoning, smoked paprika, once the seasonings are nice and fragrant, I'm going to add in my tomato sauce. I'm adding in a can and a half of a tomato sauce for this. And then to the tomato sauce, I'm basically going to add in all the same seasonings. Next, I'm going to add in my broth, so I'm adding in some water and then beef bouillon powder. I'm going to mix everything together, turn the heat up, and let this start simmering. I like to let this simmer for at least 30 minutes. The more the better. It's going to have more flavor, but again, this is weeknight dinners. This is how everything looked when it was done. I just roasted some more veggies on the side and cooked a piece of garlic bread for my husband. This was delicious and makes great leftovers. The last dinner I'm going to be showing you, I made some frozen orange chicken from Trader Joe's with some white rice and green beans on the side. Having a lazy meal was definitely needed this Thanksgiving week with all the cooking and prep I had to do. I like to cook the chicken at 400 degrees in the oven. We like to get it nice and crispy. While that's cooking, I'm going to work on the green beans. So I'm just going to season a little bit of green beans with some Cajun seasoning and a little bit of olive oil. So right before the chicken was done, I just had my pan heating up and I'm going to add in the frozen sauce mixtures. They come with 2 packets of sauce, so I like to get that all defrosted and slightly simmering. Once that is slightly simmering, I'm going to add in all of our crispy chicken that is fresh out of the oven and toss this all in the sauce. These Trader Joe's orange chicken dinners are truly our favorite frozen meal. Once this was all tossed together, it is time to serve. You don't want it to get too soggy by sitting for too long. This is how everything looked when it was done. I just served it with some white rice on the side. We like to add in some soy sauce as well and some green beans. Thank you so much for watching this week's What's for Dinner video. Make sure you come back next week for another one.